Gonzalez, a student at Zamorano, and I am in the intermediate low level of English class. I'll do an analysis of Unit 1 and 2, and I'll also talk about how to take advantage of our potential by using it in the project. The first unit it's about how you can accomplish and achieve your goals with effort, hard working, and dedication. It talks about how to be an entrepreneur. Maybe it sounds simple, but to become one, you have to have a broad knowledge of a market to not fail and be able to get ahead. Know what we want to achieve, plan it. Have an idea of what we will do and how we will do things little by little. We have as an example Danu Baskin, who is an entrepreneur who managed to create several businesses based on her ideas. But this she did by making effort, putting her desire and practicing several guidelines you can get anywhere. As another example, we have Ken Kong. His mother worked as a nanny to earn some money to support them both, while he worked cleaning as a greengrocer and needed government aid to survive. Kong was interested in technology since he was young, and that is why he tried to work as many hours as he could to save and go to college when he was 18 years old. When she finished his studies, she went to several world job interviews to be heard, and they did the company Yahoo. There he met Brian Acton, and together they created the famous WhatsApp chat application. Gencom today has a fortune of $8.6 trillion. I don't have a computer until I was 19, but that didn't stop me from getting where I want to go. This is one of the Combs phrases which teach us that if we want, we can't. We also talk about how we kill our dreams. Bill Pace, in one of his talks, he talked about this. Know the 5 reasons why the dreams are filled according to Bill Pace. Number 1. Believe in something success. Pace starts this point by asking the audience, you know the story, right? The technology how makes mobile apps sell it fast and earn a lot of money. And then assured that I thought his story can be related in many cases. The Lucky would have probably created 30 apps and had a doctorate in a subject before to jump to fame. I worked as a subject for 20 years, says the Brazilian. As an example, he put his own, saying how in his country he believed that was a sudden success. I come from a humble family, and 2 weeks before the deadline to appear at AIT, I began the application process, and voila! Between. You can think it was sudden success, but I worked only because during the previous 17 years old, I took life and education seriously, he said, adding that the awareness. Success is always the product of everything done in life previously. Number 2. Believe that another person has the answer for you. Us. The young businesswoman highlights at this point how people always believe they have the answer for others. From the family, friends, business partners are constantly thinking about the path we should take, when the decisions should be made to the count of each other. Nobody else has the perfect answer of her life. The roads are infinity, and we will encounter obstacles, but that's part of the process, he said. Number 3. Settle when cross is assured. The third concept talks about how people settle when they see the wrong in granted something they said is not right. As an example, he again described her personal experience, telling how he launched his first book. He worked very hard for it to distribute through Brazil. Maybe if I have done very little, they would have read in a couple of 100 years that is important. But working as never before, I could take a number to millions. He recommends that in order to achieve dreams, when a peak is discerned, only must work more than ever to reach a new peak. Number 4. Believe that the fault lies with another. Peace says that all the time he says people complain that they had a great idea for did not find investors, or that they do not find talents to form a team, or excuses, or the style that don't know how to carry out the ideas. If they had dreams in their responsibility to make them come true, it may be difficult. But it's nobody invents in or idea of nobody buys of products. Surely the error of something of that is their own. He says, it is about everyone being responsible for their dreams. If you don't make it happen, the fault is yours, no one else's. Number 5 and the last one. Believe the only goals themselves matter. As a last advice, Peace talks about the mistake of believing that the only important thing is dreaming themselves, forgetting the part traveling until it reaches them. While it ensures that it is good to enjoy the goals, dreams are usually thought and something that one processes, and when it reaches them, it reaches a magical place that is a guarantee of happiness. But fulfilling a dream is a momentary situation of life is not. So the best way to fulfilling a dream is enjoy stage and pride. And although so in both trips we make the take is learning. So the 4 units about how to overcome our limits, how to achieve what we want to regardless of impediments that are put in front of us to be able to do what we really need. This can be stimulated by several reasons: necessity, initiative, curiosity, among other variables. A great example of overcoming is Kevin Due. He's a young man of 13 years of a low economic situation, sent to give ingenuity and showing his passion for what he did manage to put together a variety of different species that need help around him. As I said earlier, curiosity maybe insists to make this small radio that besides working well can transmit his own music, comedy programs, among other things. Very interesting so much at a young age. It is spoken in beauty of how brains works. Different brains, different brains, ways of learning, and this is something very important. For example, the student field, because depending of other person, there are different ways to learn in a better way. Human beings perceive learning things in different ways through different channels. After visual, this implies different system of representation or receiving information through different sensor channels. In addition to the different communication channels that exist, there are also different types of students. Students have been carried out of different types of learning which have determined which part of learning capacity is inherited and which is developed. These students have shown that traditional beliefs about the most favorable learning environments are wrong. This belief holds statements such as that a student learns best in a quiet environment, that good lighting is important for learning, that the best time to study is in the morning, and that eating makes learning difficult. According to the information we currently have, there is an aiding and diversion learning environment norm and appropriate method for everyone. The adaptability to understand the things that surround us in the environment and how to analyze it. We talk the parts of the brain and their respective functions, so that each of them in use. Taking a coup for his own artistic journey, Phil Hansen challenged us to spark our creativity by thinking inside the box. As an art student, Phil Hansen's intense style of pointillist led a tremor in his hand and diagnostic of nerve damage. The best, I have dropped and I lost his way until a neuralistic subject he embraced the shake. That piece of advance strengthened Hansen's point of view and set him a quest to invent different approaches to making art by embracing personal and universal limitations. Hansen changed himself to create art using unconventional materials, dandelion puff, matches, live worms, hamburger braces, and canvases, a stack of Starbucks cocks, his torso, bananas. The resulting 10-lapse videos of creative process are his material, showing that art is action, not just results. From an integrated view of that sparks creative, Hansen has developed himself to teach others the approaches to recreative that have changed both his outlook and his artist endeavors. You can read this more in the 2012 book, Tattoo a Banana. Hansen has just started a new project via Kickstarter, inviting people to share their stories of overcoming limitations with him. Anyone who calls him at 651-321-4996 and tell him his story will become a part of the work, the creation of which it was on a live feed. So, in conclusion, we can say that there is a greater relationship between these two units due to the connection of the human brain and the ability to do the things that it decides to do. The diseases have been shown that they are not an obstacle to get ahead. Rather, it is a test to show how strong and determined we are in the face of the advertising that are presented to us. Demonstrate patience to what we love, enjoy and know what we do help us achieve our goals, focus on the field when we can stand out. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you like it very much.